make it rain. We be counting money round the clock, getting paid.
Peace, what up? I go by GOODNEWSBAS, formerly known as Abasi Gaddafi. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a rap artist, a writer, and educator. I would describe my music to a listener who has never heard me before as very thought-provoking, introspective, and definitely an experience that you'll be able to take with you after you finish listening to the record or the song or mixtape or album. I feel like I make music that leaves a lasting impression on anybody who, you know, gives it a listen, especially if you haven't heard it before. The primary inspirations and themes that are present in my art are the love and respect and admiration I have for my father, him being one of my role models and, you know, figures in my life that I try to emulate my character behind. I try to carry that into my music. So that's something, that's some substance that's definitely present in my music, and that inspires my music and what I write. My upbringing, the city where I'm from, you know, the essence of New Orleans, the essence of my experience growing up in New Orleans is present in my music, and it's very hip-hop themed. I got a conscious energy. So to keep inspired, to make sure I stay inspired and energized and passionate about my craft, I try to primarily always live with some kind of a positive outlook and way of thinking, right? I try to always maintain a positive perspective on life in general, no matter what's happening, no matter what I'm doing, in order to have a foundation within myself and my thinking to stay in the creative space. So that's one of the main ways I stay inspired, by having a positive mindset and frame of thinking in my general daily life as it stands. I also stay inspired by knowing that I have a family I love and that, you know, I strive to support and protect on a daily basis. You know, knowing that they have my back and I have their back inspires me to continue to invoke emotion and thoughts into my lyrics and my music in order to impact others, in order to potentially be able to leverage my music to better serve and be there for my family as well, you dig? And just the want and need and the ambition to want to create something new and want to, you know, add value to the culture at large, you dig? I'm always inspired by the fact that I always have a new opportunity to add some kind of value to music and the culture and rap and hip hop as we know it, you feel me? My culture and my upbringing has influenced my perspective as an artist by giving me, I think, a diverse and eclectic way of approaching music in general, because I grew up being around different types of music and different types of culture while also being rooted in a particular culture that was introduced to me when I was young, you know, coming up in the kind of family I grew up in, right? And then being from New Orleans and being in such a creative and musical and diverse place in that aspect, I was able to grow up seeing different types of ways of self-expression. You know, I grew up seeing a multitude of different forms of self-expression from people in my community, from my family members, from just the general population of the city of New Orleans, just being here in general. So my perspective as an artist is very open-minded and intentional because of that, because I want to be able to have purpose and create something valuable in a culture that has purpose coming from that kind of background. A message that I want to share with the world is that we all can be everything we always dreamed and believed and know we should be in this life. And the message, another important message I want to spread with the world, especially, you hear me, is that the children are the most important thing in this world to us. We have to create a world that is healthy and wholesome enough to be able to nurture the mind and innocence and imagination of a child, you dig? That's really the message I want to share with the world. Like, the more we all realize that, the better. You dig? And the better the music, the better the culture, the better the education, everything, you hear me? What you can see next from me is more music, more content. I'm working on a very special project called Trader Trees. It's very important to me, and I think you're gonna be seeing an enhancement and even more intention and depth in my writing, more videos, and more press type shit. What up? It's GOODNEWSBAS, and you watching Okayplayer.